This did not go well. I'm telling you right off the jump, we didn't even win 6. But that's okay, we just did the draft last night. I'm gonna have another draft out tonight. Hopefully we can turn things around. But before you go disliking the video and not watching it, I promise you want to see this gameplay so bad. There were a few times throughout this summer where I definitely turned into a whiner. This game has its flaws, let's be real. There are definitely some gameplay flaws with this game, but I have had so much fun playing it, I can tune that stuff out. And at the end of the day, you can't win them all, it's just the game. But that does not mean I'm gonna give this a free pass. I am gonna break this one down. First things first, we won 1 game at the end of the draft video. If you want to see that, I'm sure it's the last video that I posted on the channel. Go check it out. It was actually a pretty good draft. Although you know I don't do well with it, you can go check out the draft. It was pretty good. We could use some better lefties in our bullpen, definitely. And the bench wasn't as strong as I originally thought it was when we drafted. It seemed like every time I went to go get a pinch hitter, I was like, man, this bench is actually kind of weak. But we won 1 game at the end of the last video. I also won a second game, but that file was corrupt. Thankfully, I stopped recording and started recording again after that second game because I do not have that second game file, so we're 2-0. So first things first, we're trying to get that 3rd win. We have a runner on first. Mike Schmidt is going to hit a single out to center. We are at Old Marlins Park. You guys know I always suck when I'm 2-0. This is where I always lose, and I'm playing a 12-0 player. But I did what I always do. I do really well running the bases on this game. We end up stealing a run from them, and then later in the game with a runner on third, we get a ground ball to go through the middle with the infield in. That gives us a 2-0 lead going into the 3rd. We got Josh Hader out there pitching for the lefty, and this was the part of the team where I was like, it worked out in this game. We get the fly out here. We do end up winning this one by a score of 2-0, as you're about to see these next 2 batters. Hit the ball hard, though. I will say that. Even that right there, that's a hard ground ball, but he hit it right at Corey Seager at shortstop. And then the next guy's going to come up, and he as well, Corey Dickerson, lefty. He's going to come up. We try and pitch him inside. He's going to hit a line drive to shortstop. This ball was smoked. I completely missed my spot, but Seager snagged it. That's going to do it. We're 3-0. I never go 3-0. I always go 2-1, and then I win 10 straight to get to 12. That's my rhythm. That's how I do things. Maybe it was a curse, because this is where the wheels fall off. Game number 4, we're going against a World Series opponent. We got him to swing at a really bad slider, and then the very next pitch, I missed my spot slightly above the yellow line, which caused the ball to not be down in the zone. It was right in the zone, and he did not miss it. That's a solo shot to give him the lead. Later in the game, we have Pedro Baez out there. He hits a single out to right, and he's gonna get a little weird on the base pass. We get the guy who hit the ball in a pickle. We tag him out at first, and I went to get the runner at home, and I accidentally tagged the second base button. I knew as soon as I released it that it was gonna be a bad play. That one's on me. I totally fumbled that. He takes a 2-0 lead, but it didn't matter anyway. We end up not scoring any runs in this game, so even just that solo home run from Wade Boggs would have gotten him the win. Now this is where it gets out of control. That first loss, tip your hat to your opponent. I missed a pitch. He took care of business on it, and then later in the game I made a mistake in the field. He took advantage of it. That's an easy, well-earned W for my opponent. We're a legit 3-1. This is where things get really weird. First pitch to Corey Seager, that's a change up down in the zone. You can see that awkward animation from the second baseman. I had a feeling it was going to be a rough game, but we did miss that pitch. But Seager here, look at this pitch. Bam! That ball is crushed, and it's caught at the wall. Oh, I know sometimes it just, you can hit the ball hard and it can be an out. But that is the most perfect piece. I get it, guy. I know. I played baseball for 20 years. I played baseball into college. I get it. You can hit the ball hard and not get a hit. I know. I've done it a million times. I've done it myself. I get it. And you can hit the ball really bad and get a hit. I understand baseball. We don't have to go back into this. We are talking about 95 overall George Springer against common Chad Bettis. He hung a changeup right down the middle, and we put a perfect barrel on it. If this swing is not a home run, what swing is? So, sadly, we got ripped off right there, but it's still nothing, and my opponent, let's be honest, he wasn't the greatest in the world. He was a solid player, as we turned out. But look at these swings in this first inning. First pitch, pop up to third. Second pitch, pop up to first. He's doing pop-up practice on the infield, and he's not done. 0-1 count to Chipper Jones. The catcher's gonna get some work. Everybody's fielding pop-ups in the first inning. So we have a 0-0 score going into the second. Now Mike Schmidt, a 3-2 count. He's going to walk. Next batter, I popped up. And then Dale Murphy comes up and I chased a changeup out of the zone. At this point, I was frustrated. But that's no one's fault but my own.
You suck!
Double play ball to end the top of the second. Now, bottom of the second, he's already got a runner on first. Diamond Jonathan Scope comes up. He's going to hit a fly ball at the right. That's going to be an out. He's going to keep the runner at first base. Now, he's in desperate situation. He's got to get that runner in scoring position. And he's just safe. Now, this is where I get a little frustrated. Notice where I asked for this pitch to be. Now notice that I released it slightly above the yellow line. Now for those of you that don't know, the yellow line represents where your pitch will be vertically. That red circle where you try and move the ball left or right, that represents where the ball will be horizontally. So if you ask for a pitch right at the knees on the black, and you hit the yellow line perfectly, the pitch is supposed to go right there on the black. If you pitch slightly above the yellow, the pitch is going to be slightly above where you asked for it. If you pitch below the yellow line, it's going to be slightly below the yellow line, so on and so forth. So we released our pitch slightly above the yellow. So please explain to me how this ball bounces in the dirt. Very next pitch. Sawed off single out to center on a fastball that was in off the corner, and he swung late. So that gave my opponent a 1-0 lead. We're going to have to score some runs. Teddy Ballgame, though, not going to quit. He scorches one to center, and it's caught. We still don't have a hit at this point. Devin Mesoraco now. Bomb! To the warning track. We can't buy a hit right now. Springer perfect PCI. Ted Williams line out. Devin Mesoraco line out. We had Diaz come out for the righty-righty, but he ends up ending the game on a deep fly ball out to right. That last pitch, I was definitely a little bit underneath it, but nothing to complain about. Guys, don't get too butthurt. I already know there's going to be a handful of you entitled crybabies that go into the comment. Stop complaining. If you feel the need to complain about me complaining, I need you to put the phone down for a second, go into the bathroom, gaze into the mirror, and reflect on yourself. Think about it. You're complaining about me complaining. Like I said earlier, guys, it's just a game. You can't win them all, but sometimes the way it goes down can be so infuriating, you just, But we're going to come back harder than ever. The last time I did a best possible team, we won 12 games, so I can't be mad. We can't win 12 games every time. It's just not going to happen. And there's definitely been times where things have gone in my favor. All I ask for is a little bit of consistency. Like I said, I understand. You can't square the ball up and get a hit every time. But if we're talking about a 95 overall diamond who is basically maxed out against righties, going up against a common pitcher, and he floats a changeup right down the middle, and you don't miss it at all, how is it not? How? Just how?